Phil, welcome to the cave.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Exciting time for you with a new movie.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's crazy. It's like we're getting all this massive press, and I just forget how special this movie was. By the way, the movie is called Under
Under
Wraps.
wraps.
Under Wraps. Um, but Under Wraps is getting so much press, so much publicity, and I think that the reason why is because it was Disney Channel's first original movie. So we had some quite um, big shoes to fill.
Uh, So it premiered last week on the Disney Channel, and now this week coming up, it's going to be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, absolutely. So it premiered on Disney Channel October 1st, the official Disney Channel, and then it will premiere streaming wise on Disney Plus on October 8th.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit more about the movie. I can't wait to dive into that. But I was doing some research on you. I noticed that you started off like in the dancing world, pretty much. How did you decide to do? You went dancing, and also like, I'm going to go into the acting world also.
Well, I mean, it kind of started off with me selling the intellectual property to Disney of Fam Jam.
Okay.
So I sold my show to Disney Channel, and we called it Fam Jam, and that was my first dose of being in front of a camera, reality TV style ish type of thing, and the show is very successful. You can catch it on Disney Plus right now. It's called Disney's Fam Jam, and that was sort of like my introduction to not just dancing, but dialogue, storyline, arc, character choices, and all of that stuff. So, and from there, I've always been a dancer and a choreographer, but after that project was finished, Disney decided to give me another opportunity for to play an actual role in a movie, and that movie was called Under Wraps, so which is out now.
What do you enjoy more, dancing now or the acting? You getting the acting bug?
Yikes! I do have an acting bug. I do have an acting bug, and I'm really pursuing that now. Just because after we finished that movie, I felt like I could, stretch it a little bit farther. You know what I mean? I'm a true
Yeah.
artist in itself, so I'm always looking to expand in my skill levels in other areas.
So Under Wrap, it was that was a remake of
Yeah,
the original one. I
yeah.
forget how long ago the other one came out. Was it in the
Oh, 19.
90s?
It was released in 1997,
Yeah. So how
and
did go ahead?
yeah, it was released in 1997, the original movie, and then I guess now Disney's actually doing a lot of remakes, and I think Under Wraps was one of the first ones that they started to mess around with. So fortunately, it was able to play the role of Harold, who plays the
Yeah.
mummy in the movie. Shout out to Bill, who played Harold in 1997. He didn't
How
dance as quite as well, but yeah.
did you watch the original?
Yeah, I honestly I didn't want to because I wanted to put my own type of spin on it, but
Yeah.
I sort of needed to sort of stay close to home because I know how special this film is for all the Disney fans. So I had to do my homework. So I did watch it, but I stayed true to my character and what I wanted to add to Harold as the mummy.
So let me how did you prepare for this role? Like I want to hear about your audition first. Like when was it self-tape? Was it live?
Yeah, no, it was through Zoom.
Okay.
The Disney execs said, "Hey, we sent this script. Can you go over this? We're gonna get on Zoom." And this is all during the COVID era.
Mm.
So it was no live audition or whatnot. So we got on Zoom. I got my script, and just a reminder, like I don't have any dialogue. I just have action.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I just have a lot of action. So I was reading a lot of the subtext and everything through the script. And I honestly think they were just looking for humor. They were looking
Okay.
for humor to see if I could make someone laugh in a room without saying a word. And that I did. So I landed the role.
What did you do to make him laugh?
Well, a lot of the humor came from the physicality of, you know, dancing and
Yeah.
you know, the facial expressions and what I could do with my face and my reactions to who said what and no way and how, whoa, you know, that type of thing. And I think it was very, very essential for me to display that type of emotion,
Mhm.
because I know that I didn't have any lines, I didn't have any dialogue, but it was very important for me to like kind of really physically like dial in any kind of reaction that I could get.
That's awesome. So like how so when you book the role, like how do you like even like prepare yourself to play this character? That you have no dialogue, but you know you're gonna be moving around, you're gonna be dancing, you're gonna be
Right,
grunting.
right, right.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, acting wise, and you know, it's kind of tough to explain. Um, but anything, I sometimes I would be on set and I wouldn't say a word to anyone just because I knew that that was a part of my character for the day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wouldn't say anything and I would just react, you know, and people can sense a type of energy from you without even saying a word. So I practice that a lot, you know, I rehearse that a lot. And that's one of the things that kind of helped me with the character.
Mhm. How long did it take you to get into costume?
Wow, it took about an hour to get into.
Okay.
There's so many pieces to it. You know, the prosthetics on my face, to the dentures in my mouth, to the contacts in my eyes, the helmet that went on top of my head, the torso, the feet, the hands, everything. Like it was very, very intense. To get out of it was less intense. It took about half an hour. But then again, you know, before set, you know, you always had to be there an hour and a half earlier before we get on tape, you
Yeah.
know? So
How many hours a day were you in the costume?
now that is the tough part. I was in costume anywhere between 12 and 15 hours, maybe.
Wow.
And that's not taking off you know, the prosthetic. The prosthetic had to stay on my face the entire time. So, and it's funny because I actually have a mold right here of this is this is my face.
Wow.
And they had to take a mold of it, you know. And
Yeah.
once they took a mold of my face, they got the prosthetics and they constructed the prosthetics around my face and whatnot.
Wow.
But I had to, you know, throughout the entire day, breaks, lunch, all of that in the costume, full costume.
Phew.
Yeah.
How was it tough to move around when you had to do like the dance moves?
Oh yeah. Really. I mean, you know what? Actually, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I take that back. You know, it wasn't really tough at all. Um, you know, it was the test came from the weather. If we were outside and it was cold, it was really cold because it's literally just material around your body, you know? And if it was wet outside, it was wet. You know, I was really, really soaked and drenched, you know, because you literally have just wraps around you. But the temperature was the biggest test. But as far as dancing is concerned, they did such an amazing job. Shout out to Joel who did the prosthetics and the costume design. He did such an amazing job with Harold and me being able to dance and move all around. It was great.
How long how many weeks did it take to film the movie?
Wow. So we had to quarantine for 2 weeks. Um, I would say about a month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Wow.
shot the movie within a month and a half, and then I was lucky enough to spend Christmas with my family. But all the end of October, all of November, the beginning of December, then that's when I, you know, was released.
Yeah. What do you think was like the biggest challenge playing this character?
The biggest challenge was not speaking, you know.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest challenges. And trying to get a laugh out of someone without speaking
Mm.
was a huge challenge. It was fun to do though. was really, really fun to do, because if you knew you got a laugh, you knew you earned it. You know, you earned that laugh. And there was nothing that, you know, you could say about it, but that was the biggest test.
Oh, the writers or like the directors had like a certain way for you to make like even just the grunt noises, or did they leave it up to you how you were gonna do them?
No, Alexander was very specific on the emotions that Harold was distributing. He was very, very thorough on that. He coached me through it. And I was very, very lucky to have him by my side, because usually, you know, they let you, you know, they go, just make it happen. And Alex was very specific on the emotions coming out of Harold.
How was it working with the cast?
Cast was great, man. Malachi, total pro. Malachi Barton, Sophia Hammonds, she was amazing. She played Amy. Malachi played Marshall, and Christian J. Simon played Gilbert. They're all total pros, and all of them are all experienced. I was actually the most inexperienced on set, and just had a blast making the movie.
Was there a lot of bloopers going on, like with because you can't talk and they're talking to you and stuff like that?
A lot of jokes going on.
Yeah.
A lot of jokes going on. And then sometimes I would just start talking out of nowhere and people would freak out. But it was a lot of bloopers, a lot of fun times.
Any word on a sequel? Have you heard anything yet?
I don't know, but there's total potential, right? There's total potential, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything. We're still, you know, in hopes of this one doing very well, which we have been getting good responses from.
What's next for you now? Any other projects that you're working on that you could tell us?
Wow. Going back to teaching. I'm teaching on the weekends, traveling the world to teach. And also I am working on a small project that I can't reveal too much about, but that's more of a personal passion project that I'm going to release to Sundance Film Festival very soon. So just more creative things coming and, you know, expanding.
Lastly, how can the listeners and the viewers find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Phil_Wright_. You also find me on Twitter at PhilWright7. And most importantly, you can find me on YouTube, which is Dance Machine with a Z, /YouTube.com. And you can also catch me on Disney Channel. Disney's Fam Jam, which is my TV network show, is on Disney Plus and it's streaming there. You can find that there. It's called Disney's Fam Jam. And also you can find me on Under Wraps, which is on Disney Channel right now. Make sure you go check that out. And on October 8th, Disney's Under Wraps will be releasing on Disney Plus. So you can catch me there.
So, man, thank you for coming on. This was great.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.